Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of the Centennial Conference Corner. My name is Amber Thomas, and I'm virtually alongside Tim Treinen, a member of the men's soccer team for Johns Hopkins and a leader of Hopkins Votes. How are you doing today, Tim?
Pretty good, Amber. Thanks for having me on this.
No problem. So can you give us a little background about you and what Hopkins Votes is?
Sure. So I am a junior at Hopkins studying neuroscience and Spanish, and I'm also a member of the men's varsity soccer program at Hopkins. And, I'm a member on the exec board of the Student Athlete Advisory Committee, and we wanted to, collaborate with Hopkins Votes to plan an initiative for the upcoming presidential election to get Hopkins students involved in the democratic process. And so, we reached out to Hopkins Votes expressing what our goals were for this. And, Hopkins Votes has many, many resources, whether it be voter registration, voter education, and assisting students and the local Baltimore community to, make their voices heard and, put their opinions forward. And so we partnered with them to make this social media campaign initiative. And it turned out to be a really great success.
So we see in times like this how important social media and other digital platforms are. What are some of the things that you guys have planned or have already done? And what are some of the social media engagement things are you doing and working on?
Initiative that we did for Hopkins Votes, we had an Instagram social media challenge where we each of the teams fought to register 100% and pledge 100% of their voters. And once they were able to do that, they challenged another team at Hopkins or another Hopkins groups to do the same. And so we made graphics for Instagram and for Instagram stories where they were able to post and show that they were pledging and committing 100% of their voters. And once they were able to get 100% participation, they had their own individualized graphic to show that they were, 100% registered. So that was really great. And, we use Instagram for all of our Hopkins groups, whether it be Hopkins SAC. Like I said before, we have a Blue Jays Lead, which is a leadership program that we run. We have Blue Jays Develop, which is like a development program that we run. And then we have some other mentorship programs that we're planning for the future. And so we mainly use Instagram for that, although we do use email and Hopkins Sports posts on their Instagram and Facebook on Twitter about all of these events as well.
Yeah. So we may have some first-time voters out here that are really nervous. What advice would you give them on preparing for the upcoming election?
Be, confident in what you believe to be true. And when I say politics, I don't mean Democrat, Republican. I mean the politics of, our popular culture, like what you believe to be right and wrong. It's, one party or the other is not right or wrong. Everyone is entitled to their own opinion. So just be true to what you believe and put forward your voice in a way that, represents what you believe and what you think this country should be. And so it is fairly simple to register. It takes probably a maximum of 5 minutes, and it's just one link, and it's, extremely easy to get involved. And a lot of people think their voices don't matter. My vote doesn't matter. One vote, won't change the elections. But I mean, if you got 1 million, 2 million people saying that, it's a big deal. It adds up. And so we have such a large proportion of the country right now, able to vote and make a difference because we're so, in touch with social media more than some of the older generations. It's easy for us to just, find that, look on Instagram or Twitter and click the link and do it in 5 minutes. So I think it's a really great tool to be able to access like student athlete populations. And, it's just something like that's a natural right that we have to vote. And so why shouldn't we practice that?
Absolutely. So if people have more questions on Hopkins Votes or voter registration, where are some sources that they can go to find it?
Right. So they can look up hopkinsvotes.org, and hopkinsvotes.org has many, many resources that will take you directly to TurboVote, which is a platform Hopkins uses to register voters. It will take you to voter education resources. It would take you about the history of the voting struggle in Baltimore and the country, whether that be for women's suffrage or just how voting has changed over the last 200, 300 years. And they also have some really interesting demographics for Hopkins specifically as to different types of groups that have voted or not voted in the past. And I guess a little bit of history is that for the 2016 presidential election, there is a 55 point something student voter registration turnout. So we're hoping to increase those numbers to above that, hopefully closer to 100. And I think that the student athletes, like what we saw as really like a huge potential to change that, was in our student athlete population.
Yeah, your voices definitely matter. Thank you for joining us, Tim. And everyone else, make sure if you can, you get out and register to vote. You can catch a new episode of the Centennial Conference each and every week on Centennial Conf on Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube. And until next time, see you later. Bye.
Thank you.